all-time home run king will get his day in court. Hi, I'm Amber Wilson, and welcome to the Daily Sports Update presented by Toyota here on CBSSports.com. The San Francisco Giants have made it clear that they have no plans for Barry Bonds in their future, but Thursday, a federal court decided to include him in theirs. The seven-time MVP was indicted on perjury and obstruction of justice for telling a federal grand jury that he did not knowingly use performance-enhancing drugs. Bonds, who's never been identified for testing positive for steroids, faces a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. After the indictment was handed up, Bonds' personal trainer Greg Anderson, who has spent most of the year in jail for refusing to testify against his longtime friend, was released from prison. The indictment took Bonds' attorney by surprise, and the fallout could be devastating to sports' most storied record.
Based upon my knowledge of what I know, I just didn't think that they had the evidence to bring the indictment.
Barry's a friend of mine. He's a great player, one of the top 5 in the history of baseball. And not knowing what happened, because I wasn't around baseball at that time, just like you, as a fan of the game of baseball, you hope everything comes out for him and his family, and everything comes out for the game of baseball.
Many in the government felt they had enough to indict in the summer of 2006, if you remember, and before they went on this effort to get the trainer to talk.
There's a long path that still needs to be traveled before you actually have him. And to me, I think he's going to come out of this thing okay.
The next player to probably make a run at the home run record was also looking for a team after opting out of his record contract during the World Series. Well, it appears now that ARod will try to break the record as a New York Yankee. Two sides have agreed to an outline of a 10-year, $275 million contract that could be worth potentially even more if he does in fact break that record. The parameters of the contract were set in place last weekend, and a final meeting between ARod, his wife, and the Yankees took place Wednesday, with the directing managers of Goldman & Sachs providing the diplomacy between the two parties. As ARod waits for his third American League Most Valuable Player award, Jake Peavy picks up some hardware in the National League as this year's Cy Young Award winner in a unanimous vote nonetheless. Jake Peavy rebounded from a horrendous 2006 with a brilliant 2007 in which he almost won the Triple Crown. It had to be mixed feelings for Oregon when the latest BCS rankings came out on Sunday night. Sure, I mean, it's always good to see your team ranked so highly, but at the same time, it comes with a huge target on your back. Since October 6th, 4 teams had already gained and lost the number 2 ranking in the country to go along with LSU and Ohio State, who had reached number 1 before falling. Thursday night, Oregon took on the Arizona Wildcats, who beat them in 2006, so surprise wouldn't be a factor. But what Oregon couldn't anticipate was the loss of their quarterback and Heisman frontrunner Dennis Dixon in the first quarter. Oregon had an early 11-7 lead when Dennis Dixon, fresh off a 39-yard touchdown run, hurt his left knee without being touched, and the Ducks' national championship hopes left right along with him off the field. Arizona took full advantage, scoring 24 straight points, and wound up taking the game 34-24. Ricky Williams is back with the Miami Dolphins just days away from practicing. Williams met with Dolphins head coach and staff on Thursday and decided to bring back the former rushing champion after a 1.5-year suspension from the NFL. He'll practice starting Monday when the Dolphins return from Philadelphia and could possibly play when Miami faces Pittsburgh next Monday night. That'll do it for the Daily Sports Update presented to you by Toyota. Keep your mouth right here, CBSSports.com, for everything you need to know in the world of sports. If you missed anything here today, guys, you better stop, refresh, and rewatch. I'm Amber Wilson. Have a fantastic weekend.